women take it a little bit more seriously and put a little more heart and feeling and everything else in it, and guys just kind of roll with it and do what they're told and hope that they're doing the right thing.
Guys are more outspoken and vocal about it, and girls just like to be flattered.
Women kind of build up their feelings, keep them inside, and kind of expect the man to understand without telling them.
She's hungry but doesn't know where she wants to go. The common boy-girl fight.
Yes.
Okay, where do you want? I don't know. How about this? No. Okay, how about that? No.
They all have smiles on their faces. I love that. Welcome back to Houston Life, guys. We're back with marriage and family therapist Dr. Viviana Coles and certified sex therapist Emily De Ayala.
And we have Mr. Man, the defender of the male gender. He is behind a screen and using a different voice to protect his manhood. So let's get into...
That did not sound right.
That did not sound right at all. So let's get into the differences between men and women. Are there like chemical differences or DNA differences, say like with personality traits?
There are some, but I think we really don't want to say this is why men do this, this is why women do this. Chances are, you know, if you're going to try to have a relationship with a person of the opposite sex, you need to understand and appreciate some of these differences, but don't excuse behaviors that are unhealthy because of that.
It seems like if you are known to be a bad communicator, then maybe that just means work a little harder to communicate, right?
Exactly. I mean, the fact is, if we're looking at the brains, they've found more similarities between men and women's brains than they have differences. I think a lot of it is what's culturally instilled in terms of the male gender stereotype and the female gender stereotype. And I encourage, you know, I get a lot of male clients. You know, I see a lot of couples, but of the individuals who come in, probably 75% of them are men. And one of the things we talk about is getting in touch with that feminine side. It doesn't make them any less masculine, it makes them more whole. And in fact, it serves them better in their relationships and in their careers.
But we should point out you both see couples as well.
Yes.
So what are some of the steps couples can take to better understand each other and overcome some of their differences?
I think trying to figure out what sort of male or female gender stereotypes that they want to eradicate in their relationship, because a lot of times we're brought up with, you know, different stereotypes in our household. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you want to have present in your relationship as an adult. So having them pinpoint what they don't want is a good place to start.
So I'm going to go to Mr. Man on this one. Why is it that you need a man cave? Is that just because you need some solo time, or you're just trying to get the heck away from me?
I mean, guys are guys, man. We do guy things. We hunt, we fish, we race cars. It's part of our DNA. But it doesn't have anything, it doesn't negate the relationship with women. And I don't know why women think men need to be fixed. That's not really, I mean, what we need to do to be more sensual and all. I don't get it. What about looking at it from our perspective?
I'm all for hobbies. I think it's really important for both men and women to have hobbies in their relationships. It's just about whether or not those hobbies tend to take you away more than bring you together. As far as man caves, I do understand that a lot of men need to have that autonomy, and a lot of that takes place in isolation. So they really appreciate that quiet time, and I think it often can help to make sure that then when they are present with their loved one, that they're more present, more engaged.
Is that also the why like when guys go to the bathroom, no matter what, they're in there for 30 minutes, whereas women are running in and out?
That's another show. That's another show.
It is so true. It is so true.
No, I do think, you know, a lot of guys spend more time in the bathroom, and really they are just in there like reading or playing a game on their phone.
When women go to the bathroom, like in an army of friends, women are more likely to stay in the bathroom for a longer time.
Talking. You know what?
In public.
Being in relationships.
But this brings me back to one of the points I wanted to make when he was talking about how guys like to hunt and fish. You know, 2 points. One, I encourage women to have their own external hobbies. You don't want to lose yourself in a relationship. So it's important for each person in the relationship to occasionally do their own thing. And you want to foster some of that time for your guy to spend time with other guys. Women are more likely to talk to other women and to verbalize their feelings, and guys just aren't as much. And so to a degree, it's good for them to have that time with
I think it would give you like additional
Let me
stuff
ask
to
a
talk
question.
about.
Let me ask you a question. You're talking about man caves. We got to have man caves and boats and all this. What about women when you're in the $200,000 house and you want to move into the $500,000 house. What category does that fit in?
Well, men may need a man cave, and women need a shoe closet. I mean,
Well, but also women, I mean, I think a figurative women's cave would be going to lunch with your friends, or
Yeah.
maybe having happy hour with the girls, or on weekends you go to yoga. I mean, isn't
Or the bath. I mean,
yoga
just
class?
having a time and taking a nice bath, or
that's
going
the
into your
women's
closet.
version of the
Right, or
men's.
take
I
a
go down
nap.
to the closet. I call it the closet rabbit hole. Where
I feel like in my own relationship, and I encourage it whenever possible, we have nights that are specifically for us to be able to do whatever we want, whether it's with other people or by ourselves. So I can say, hey, I'm going to go work at Starbucks on my night. And that's my night to do whatever I want. He can do something different. And we tend to do that. It works for us. We tend to, we have kiddos, so we spend a lot of time together, and we're really fortunate to be able to do that. But having those set nights has really set us up for not having resentment.
Well, and it gives you a chance to actually miss each other.
Right.
And not be
Yeah.
with each other all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Have your girls' night, have your guys' night. We have that on Wednesday
Wow.
nights, too.
Well, I'm glad to see Mr. Man has agreed with
So one thing.
Dr. Coles.
I only agreed to one
See,
point.
Mr. Man, we have more in common.
We got a longer
Well,
list.
we just talked.
Okay, well, guys, unfortunately, we are out of time. My one last question, which we will not address today, we'll get into later this week, is having this separate time, is it ever okay to go out to lunch with a coworker or a friend who's a member of the opposite sex? Don't answer that. We'll discuss
Dun,
later in the week if that's okay.
Okay, so to connect with Dr. Coles, you want to visit TexasRelationshipTherapy.com. And to reach Emily, you can check out ReviveTherapy.com. And you can also check out Emily and Viviana on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you, ladies, for coming in. Thank you, Mr. Man.
Thank you.
And we won't tell you how to find Mr. Man because we don't even know who he is. folks.
Yeah. So
And,
just so you know, these ladies are going to be back for the rest of the week. We got more exciting topics coming up.
We